Hey, what's up YouTube? Thank you for checking back in with another Doghouse TV upload. Today's video is going to be similar to a video that I've done in the past. Now I've got my intake manifold here laid out. I'm going to go ahead and shave and delete all of the stuff that's present on the intake right here. Let me just show you guys real quick. So as you see on the intake, there's these two mounts that come down. Those are supposed to hold little brackets that bolt up to the head, and then this is for the AAC solenoid and valve there. So I'm going to be deleting all of this. I'm going to delete all the grounds, and then I've got some plate of aluminum here. I'm going to get that all cleaned up, clean all of this up, and get ready to basically delete all of this stuff and put my own plating here, similar to what I did to the last manifold. I think this time around I want to try and polish this guy up, so I'm going to try to just be light with the grinder and stuff. Use my little flat wheel there with some soap. Hopefully try to knock down most of this stuff. Hopefully it cleans up pretty good. So I'm going to obviously take you guys along on a little journey here. Film this part of me, cutting this stuff up. And we'll move on to the next little part of the video. I've got everything shaved down, cleaned up where I'm going to be welding. I also went ahead and knocked off some of these mounts here. Those hold like the lower side on. I'll show you guys here on the spare manifold. Holds this lower hose on. I've kept one of them so I could keep it bolted up, and then one of them is a ground. So the rest of them are shaved off, and then the one on the back right here I kept, so that way I could still bolt like my fuel rail, like hard lines that come up and around. I can bolt those there and secure them in place. But as far as that, guys, I've got everything cleaned up. I went ahead and took some cardboard here and just got my basic shape, my idea of what I'm going to be doing. I wanted to obviously cover up that hole where the AAC solenoid was, and this little hole that was a breather and such. So the plate will sit there, and I want it to go all the way back to right around here. I'm obviously going to pop this cover off and weld around it. I want to be careful not to warp this area, but I've got it traced out. Just kind of a rough sketch on my aluminum plate here. This is about a 1/8 inch plate, so it's more than enough that I can heat up and melt down. Obviously when I'm adding my filler wire to it, it'll be enough to just kind of make a nice clean pass, so that way I have a ton of material to work with, shape, and do my whole thing with this intake manifold. So sadly, I only have a grinder and a cut-off wheel and stuff, so that's what I'm going to be using to cut all this stuff out and to do all my rough mock-ups. But once I get all this squared away, I will check in with you guys. We'll fire up the welder, tack it in place, and see how everything looks, and then go from there. The plate has been cut out that I'm going to be tack welding on here. As you guys can see, it fits pretty well. I left a little bit of material up here on the top side. Obviously, I'm going to just have this nice groove here that I'm going to have to fill and grind down in shape. And then right around here I'm going to clean this stuff up more and make sure that I don't obviously hit where the throttle body goes. And I still have to remove this guy, clean all that up. Obviously be careful of that spot so I don't warp anything, and make sure this can still seal up nicely and sit flush. So I'm going to get this guy tacked up after I set up the AHP, and then once it's tacked up I'll check in with you. Obviously guys, I don't need to run the game plan by you guys anymore. Just going to give you one more check-in before I start welding and stuff, because it's going to be a lot of welding. I don't know if I'm going to film all of it, but I definitely do want to get some of the footage in here. So here we go, guys. Can't complain about old girl. She definitely did the job. It sucked because I didn't have 1/8 inch tungsten. I had to do it with all 332nd, but a little bit of preheating from my torch here, and then the propane torch, I ran out of it, but I was able to use my torch and just slowly preheat it, and as you guys can see, she's all welded up all the way around, looking much better. I still need to do a few things. This guy's hot. Give me 1 second to find some gloves. I still want to fix some on this side over here. There's just some spots that I need to just touch up. Then other than that, I'm going to go through with a wire brush and start cleaning all of this nonsense and prepping the aluminum for polishing. I'm going to try to polish this guy out and give it like a mirror finish, if not a mirror finish, but close to, like a clean polished aluminum look. So that's the game plan with this guy. Yo, look at my dreadlock. It's like crazy back there. Anyways, guys, let me plug my camera in real quick. It's on 5%. Alright, so that's probably all I'm going to do with this guy right now. I'll pick back up tomorrow or Sunday when I start shaping, grinding, and doing all that good stuff. It's probably about 6 o'clock right now, I think. Where's my phone? Yeah, 6 o'clock, and it's Friday, so my girlfriend's going to be coming home soon, and I'm going to probably want to hang out and chill with her and do my thing. So that is that as of right now. I got one step done, and a lot more to go. Every day we're getting closer and closer. I'm excited. Alright guys, so tomorrow I'll check in with you guys, and we'll hop back on this. We're back out in the garage on this Saturday morning. We've got the manifold out here all welded up. Got the prettiest welds. The AHP did a fantastic job. I just couldn't crank up the amperage because sadly I was running it on the 110. So I had to preheat, as you guys saw there, with my little butane torch, and then I ran out of propane with my big torch, like I was saying. So it was a little bit of a challenge right here in the garage, but I mean it was so much better than having to deal with other people going to the shop or asking somebody to use their welder or whatever, blah 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 blah. We're gonna get this thing shaped up, cleaned up. So I'm gonna take this odd flat wheel off that's backwards because I was actually using it to grind underneath the manifold. It works really well. I know it looks really stupid, but it actually fit under there. So I'm gonna break out a couple new flat discs. I might just hit it with the stone disc real hard and do all the hard shaping with that, and then chase it with the flat wheel. That way I can clean it up and make it look good. And yeah, that's about it, guys. Once that's cleaned up, we will start prepping to polish that, and then I've got to start prepping to clean this guy up because this one, as you see, is disgusting and filthy, and it'll look very silly with a clean side and then a dirty side. So got a lot of work ahead of us, a lot of things to do, but little by little, guys, we're getting there. Let's get to grinding. Alrighty, so I have done the last final touches on my manifold. I have a few more to do, like here, right there, a little spot where my tungsten arced out, and I gotta grind the bottom side. And right there, you guys can see, I ran out of argon. And that's the reason why it looks like this. The manifold is slowly but surely coming out to be a nice shaved and deleted CA intake. I'm really happy with the way it looks. I'm not excited to polish it though. Anyways, guys, Monday I'm gonna run to the welding shop. I'm gonna get my argon bottle filled up, get that taken care of, finish up these last touches on this guy, and then I'm gonna start polishing. Not really looking forward to all that work, but I've looked into a lot of things, and honestly it looks really good. And all the things that I've looked into, pretty straightforward. It's just time consuming. 200, 400, either 6 or 800 grit, 1000. Then you start doing a little bit of wet sanding or using WD-40. Bump it up to 1500, 2000, 3000, 5000, and then it should be a mirror. If I can't get it perfect, I won't go too crazy, but at least shined up and nice and pretty will be cool. But that is about that with the intake manifold, guys. I don't want to bore you when I start working on another project. I've got the wiring harness video that I'm working on. I got to start going through that stuff and deep painting that, figuring out what I do need on that harness and what I don't need. And other than that, guys, we're making some good headway, and hopefully we can get the car over here soon. hopefully. So thank you guys for watching. I will either check in, I don't know, either after this clip or this will just be the end of the video and we'll move on to something else. So thank you guys. We'll figure it out, I guess, maybe.
I'm always in the dark.